So best believe and understand.
You too close.
If whatever you planning ends up hurting my brother in the end, there is nobody on earth that can save you from me. I eat punks like you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm tired of your messy queens coming in here messing with my family. Either you can get in line, or you can be removed. It's your choice, bitch.
So you pepper the pig looking ass nigga.
Hey, all is good. Yo, all is good, man. I need
What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And I'm here to talk to you guys about the Challenge World Championship Episode 5, Everyone Wants to Rule the World. Yeah, this was a pretty interesting episode. I really hate that we don't get a challenge and an elimination each episode. That's annoying. That's annoying. It was cute for a little bit because it was building like the story or whatever, but it's annoying. So I'm gonna need Paramount Plus to get it together and let's get a challenge and elimination in the same episode. I think that would be amazing. Like, what is happening here? Like, that's so annoying to me, but whatever. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all my social media, Twitter and Instagram, at ACONNECTIONTV. Like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe because it's all free to do. And I am a reviewer, not a reporter, so I need y'all to be aware of that. I don't remember and/or acknowledge everything that has happened before this particular season. I talk about the episode. Thank you. Because I'm not watching Australia Challenge, the UK Challenge, all that. I see that's on Paramount Plus. Like when this episode went off, it was saying, watch the UK Challenge Season 1. I turned that thing off. I don't want to watch that. I'll leave that for the Ukrainians. If they want to watch that, go ahead and watch it. But I'm over here with it. That's how I am. I'm over here with it. Benha and Jody won against Tarodian and Naya. Whatever that man's name was, they went. I'm horrible, I know. But you know, it sucks to see Naya gone or whatever. So I really wasn't appreciative of that. But outside of Benha and Jody winning, Zara is the first on our screens, and then we see Darrell. Darrell is all about, you know, keep the peace. I don't want to, you know, rock the boat just yet. Don't create any waves. Let's fly under the radar. Well, you shouldn't have won. If you want to fly under the radar, don't win because you're going to have to make a decision. Wes speaks to Jordan about coming up with a third name. In his mind, he's like, just so happy. What if, you know, Tristan and Kellyanne win or Jody and Baha win? Like, what are we going to do? Ooh, ah. And Jordan's like, yeah, I agree. Let's pit Kiki up against Emily because, you know, Emily was the reason why Kiki went in the first time. So let's make that a thing or whatever. But we have to make sure we keep it on hush hush. But this is what we're going to do. Out of nowhere, you know, Grant is calling Kiki an airhead. And in my mind, I'm like, why? Kiki and Troy won their, you know, Australia seasons. And is it Grant UK? I keep getting confused because, you know, why is there a question for Kiki not to throw in Grant? Like, I'm so lost. Is it just because they're cool? But I didn't think that UK, I don't know. It's just interesting to me. I can't keep up with the teams. This should be a lot going on. There'd be a lot going on when I be watching these episodes, but I'm really confused as why Grant is just like, oh, Kiki's an airhead. Kiki is going in, cleaning the kitchen, and the kitchen looks a mess. I don't know if I would be the designated cleaner out of like 50,000 dudes and chicks that are in this house with me, but I would have a hard time being around that. I really would, because I prefer a clean and organized living space. And yeah, I was living with somebody that was just a mess, and I couldn't deal with it. I just couldn't deal with it. I'll just say that. Danny and Sarah are still conspiring behind the scenes. They are not Team Legends. They don't even care that the Legends are from the US. They just want to win the game, and they want the Legends out in order to win the game. But what's so interesting to me is that they failed to realize that they are playing and competing with a lot of winners. So yes, you know, Johnny has won 1,000 times. Wes has won. All of these people have won, and I get it. Well, maybe it's because these people have won multiple times, and these people from the other countries are just like one-offs. But I don't know. It's just very interesting how all of their attention is toward Johnny, West, and Jordan, which, I mean, I guess is to be expected, but I don't know. They're like making it known right out the gate, and I don't know why they think that that's a smart. Justine, I love her. She talks to KC, which, you know, I've had a rocky road with her or whatever the case may be. But they discuss how this is her first season without Nani. And, you know, KC wants to win the money because they want to have kids. They want to build a family or whatever. And then we get into the bit with Justine not trusting Ben because of how Ben handled things on the Challenge USA. And, you know, I'm just like, I mean, it is what it is. I don't necessarily I get what the frustration is with Ben. I actually liked Ben, so I get it, but at the same time, it's like, it's very interesting how everyone is like nitpicking at the people that they don't particularly like. And you know what's interesting? I feel like we're not getting, I really feel like they should just give us like an hour and a half episodes so that they can fill us in on all the inner backings of like all these different conversations. And then at the end, the last 15 minutes, we get an elimination, or the last 10 minutes, we get an elimination. I really think that they should RuPaul-esque this up, because these 1 hour episodes, they're filling us with fluff, but I feel like it's not enough fluff. And then we have to sacrifice not getting an elimination because they wanted to try to fill us in. But they're still missing like a lot of key conversations and elements. So I feel like the episode should just be an hour and a half if we're going to be, you know, alluding to potential alliances or whatever. Because it's like when we think something is going to go one way, for example, Jeanne and freaking voting in Kellyanne. We thought it was all said and done, but nope. We had to get to this next episode to find out that, or the end of the episode to find out little bits that people were talking to Jeanne about Kellyanne. And it's like, why do we have to get the flashbacks? Y'all could have showed us the whole freaking thing and just give us an hour and a half episode. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. It's just, they like Ben, they don't like Ben, they can't trust Ben. And Sarah is really coming up with like, Sarah and Danny are just really shooting themselves in the foot. And I just hope that Danny, out of the two of them, don't end up going home so quickly. Ben ends up talking to Johnny, and Johnny is saying that, you know, he has a bad reputation for the things that he's done in the past, but he feels like everything that he's done in the past has been warranted and there's a reason for it. Ben is talking about he doesn't want to rock the boat, but at the same time, he just doesn't want to play with people that don't particularly care for him. I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, okay, whatever. Stuff that we really don't know what y'all talking about because we just get little bits and appetizer bits of it. We get to the competition. It's called Fly Around. And, you know, we see this in the trailer leading up to, you know, the premiere. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this is so dangerous. This is so dangerous. But I see how they were hooked to the thing. So I'm guessing that it really wasn't that dangerous, but I don't know. To me, it's like, it's dangerous. But whatever. It looked fun. And it looked easy. Like, but I guess a lot of these women are weak, so they couldn't really throw the wheels. But it just looked easy enough to at least win. And I think the hardest part about this particular challenge was the people that were swirling around that had to make the basket. Now that would have been the difficult part. But throwing it to your, like, you can't, they didn't look that far away from you. Like, they're not like 80 feet in the air. They looked like they were a good 15 feet or away from you or whatever. So I don't know. It was kind of interesting. Johnny and Justine get 14. Wes and Zara get -3 because they decide not to drink the drink. And here it is. Wes is so freaking intelligent and smart, and he knows what to do and this and that and the third, but he opts out of drinking the drink to get the penalty, not knowing that the penalty is a -5 points and not even realizing that they were never going to make a freaking basket. They were never going to make a freaking basket. They only made 2 baskets, which brought them down to -3. Horrible decision, Wes. And so now basically everybody just has to drink the drink and make 1 basket. Well, round 2, Sarah and Theo get 8, Emily and Yes get 8, Benha and Jody get 5, Ben and Casey get 2. Ridiculous. Casey was the one flying on the thing, and, you know, she couldn't make any shots. Horrible. Round 3, Kiki demolishes her drink before Darrell. Amber and Troy get a 7-point deduction. Listen, if Amber and Troy did not get that 7-point deduction, they probably could have won the thing. And it's because Amber couldn't drink it and she threw up that they got a 7-point deduction. But they don't get last place because Troy was making them baskets. And so congratulations to Troy. He would have had to at least have made 7 so they could not, or 6, or 5 to not be in last place. So shout out to them for, getting rid of that 7-point deduction. Wes and Zara ends up getting last, and Kiki and Darrell wins. And Grant is, and in my notes I would put, and Grant called Kiki an airhead. It was interesting that Johnny and UK didn't really do much of anything. Team Aussie wins. So the drama starts. Jordan wants to put in 2 Aussie teams. Danny and his crew wants to put in Jordan. And so I'm like, okay, at this point, it really makes sense to get a big person out because no matter what, someone big is going home. So get rid of them. Just makes sense. Danny speaks to Ben and he says they want to do 2 Aussies. Ben is trying to get Danny in this moment to realize that that's not what the other side of the house wants to do. But I don't think Danny is really listening to what Ben has to say. So I feel like Ben was kind of like, hey, this might not happen. This is where it's leading to. But Danny is so gung-ho on getting Jordan and or Wes out that it is what it is. Kelly and Jody speak, and Jody wants Kelly to go against Johnny. She wants to put in Johnny, though. Kellyanne wants to put in Johnny. And, apparently Johnny had this, not apparently, we saw this little flashback where Johnny had this conversation with both the women. It was like, well, hey, if y'all don't want to go in, you might as well just, side with us if you don't want to go in because we're not going to say your name, so you just better do it. And in my mind, I'm like, who is he talking to? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Kellyanne's time. I'm on Jody's time. Like, who is he talking to? Like, why is he talking to me like that? But Kellyanne wants John A to go up against Wes. And to be honest, I think that that's a great fight. Grant and John A going up against Zara and Wes. I think that would be dope. Makes sense to me, to be honest. Jordan starts the meeting, and Johnny and Grant put out Jordan and Cass and Theo and Sarah because apparently Danny is working with Grant and Danny's USA team, and the US and the UK want to band together or whatever kind of crap they want to do. And so Johnny and Grant started off. And so everyone is saying Grant and Johnny. Danny gets annoyed that Ben doesn't hold his word. Ben whispers to Casey, and everyone's annoyed by it. And it's just so interesting how all these grown adults have all these little side deals or whatever the case may be, but they're all bitched and can't, they can't articulate who they want to go in. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Danny burns his vote, and it's a stalemate. Danny doesn't want to throw in Jordan, not that he doesn't want to. I was saying that Danny opts to take Tori's side and not throw in Jordan and Cass. And he also, because he doesn't want to pick Johnny and Grant, he leaves it at a stalemate. I don't know. It's just interesting that is how it ends up going down. I don't know. It's just really interesting. And then Corey's like, well, what if your ex-fiance was in here? Would you want to throw her in? I'm like, okay, I guess. Sarah and Emily are like, hey, they broke up. It's known publicly that they screwed each other over, but yet they still want to save each other. I mean, that's true friendship. At the end of the day, true friendship. That's true friendship. That's what I would call Tori and Jordan's situation. True friendship at this point. Because unlike Johnny and Kellyanne, who thought they had a true friendship, clearly that wasn't it. Tori and Jordan have a true friendship. So it is what it is. You gotta, if you really riding for somebody like that out in real life, you gotta really want to ride for them in here. You know what I'm saying? That just makes sense to me. So I get why Tori wants to save Jordan, and I just wish that Danny would come around and understand that Jordan, of all people, because of Tori, could be a number in his thing. I don't know why Danny is so gung-ho against. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I feel like you should at least have the alliance with your partner first and then move on from that, because clearly they're unbreakable. Anybody else should be expendable, but I would want to align with Jordan in the sense of like being cool with him and partnering up with him because I'm with Tori. I think I would be safe. That makes sense? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Sarah and Emily doesn't think Tori and Jordan's ex-marriage should factor. Kiki and Troy won the Challenge Australia. The Challenge USA is going against Ben. Kiki feels like Emily and Grant are against her. Darrell is saying, let's not rock the boat. And he's been saying that that's his whole thing. Let's not rock the boat. He always gets out before everybody else. Here's my thing. I think we need an hour and a half episode so that we can get an elimination, because all this drama and all these adults being kids leading up to this vote. And now, because there's a stalemate due to Danny and Tori, honestly, I think it would have been hot if it was left up to Wes and Zara to pick their team. I think that would have been the drama. You know what I'm saying? But TJ thinks that it's more dramatic to have the winners pick the team. And, I mean, I guess they can pick it because they won, but I don't know. I feel like Kiki and or Darrell shouldn't pick, the favoring country that they like. Now it's just their opportunity. Whoever they want to get sent home, they can send home. I don't know. What did you guys think about this episode? I thought it was cool, but I really want an hour and a half episodes. Leave your comments below. Let me hear what you think. And deuces.